What is up, you guys? Diggerdan here, coming at you with another video. Today, I'm talking about some things a little different than what I'm used to. I'm not doing any book reviews today. I'm not doing any book hauls. Today, I'm just talking about myself, my personal goals for the channel, and just kind of my reading journey a little bit. So, without further ado, let's dig into it together. So, I'm going to preface this video by saying that I was big into reading growing up. If you've watched all my videos, you've probably listened to me say this a few times. But if this is your first time watching me, hello, I'm Daniel, Diggerdan here. But anyway, a couple years ago, back in like 2022, I'm looking at my notes here. That's when I first really set like a reading goal for myself. Because back in like 2021, 2020, I really wanted to get into reading again. Because I was big in like high school, middle school. I was big into fantasy. Loved Aragon, things like Lord of the Rings, things like that. But just life got in the way and I kind of fell out of love with reading. It almost felt like homework, because it was homework. It felt like work, because I'm reading or at the time I was reading textbooks more than I was reading fantasy, sci-fi, things that really interested me. I was forced to read boring books, like literature stuff, for like English classes and things like that, or like statistics books for like some of my business classes in college. And so I just kind of fell out of love with reading. In the last couple of years, especially with COVID, like kind of resetting a lot of things, like kind of social norms almost a little bit. I just kind of wanted to adjust my focuses away from like video games and like screens, in movies, TV, things like that, and go back kind of to what I remember enjoying, and kind of just get lost in a fun, fantastical, magical place in the world of books. So yeah, back in 2020, 2021, I kind of started dabbling in reading a little bit again. I got some Redwall books, because those were some books I remember as a kid really enjoying, but I never actually owned any. So I got a bunch of those and read the first few and really enjoyed it. And then I reread the Aragon series, and it kind of just made some of those gears turning again, made me fall in love with reading, and just being able to be lost in a fantastical world and just in love with like fictional characters that I feel like I grow with them as they go through their story. That's part of the reason I love reading now. But anyway, that's a lot of yapping just to say that in 2022, that was my first year I really set a reading goal for myself. That's when I was starting to really get into like Book Talk and BookTube, not as a creator, but as a viewer, and really enjoying that. And like realizing some resources like Goodreads exists, in like Audible even, and in Kindle things like that. In the Libby app, like the library app, you can borrow books from, which is awesome. But anyway, in 2022, that's the first year I really set a goal for myself. And at that point, I was still kind of like floundering about what kind of things I wanted to read. So I'm just like, I'm going to do a book a month at a minimum. I'm going to do 12 books for this year of 2022. Right? So at the end of that year, I had 21 books read. So I demolished that goal, right? It was fun to get back into reading and really like feel progress. And then so this year for 2023, I saw that number. I'm like, okay, that felt pretty easy. I feel like if I raise it, it's gonna challenge me a little bit, but also keep me accountable, because I'm gonna be kicking myself if I don't meet whatever goal it is I set. Unless it's like really high, like 100 books. Like that's crazy. To you guys that can do that, I applaud you. You guys are amazing, and you guys are nerds. I'm gonna say you guys are bookworms. So for this year of 2023, when I'm recording this video, I set a goal of 35 books. Kind of raise that bar again, kind of exponentially from that 12 books, but I read 21. Kind of raise that exponentially to 35. Because I knew it was gonna be a challenge, but I knew if I could do it, like set goals for myself or set routines, it'd be good. It'd be good for setting routines, to kind of get back into reading, getting those good habits is what I'm trying to say. So currently, as I'm sitting here, I did accomplish that goal. I'd read 35 books this year. I'm currently reading book number 36, book 13 of Wheel of Time. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you know I gush about Wheel of Time, my favorite series I've ever read, at least in this point in my life. Anyway, so I'll probably have 36 books finished and read for this year of 2023. So what does that mean for 2024? I have some events that I know are happening in 2024 that are just going to blow kind of my whole world apart. So my wife and I are pregnant, and I'm gonna have a baby in sometime in June. June 8th is the current due date. But we all know with pregnancies, sometimes they pop out early, sometimes they pop out a little late. But that just next year, in the middle of the year, sometime in summer, I'm gonna have a baby. And I know as a new parent, it's gonna be a huge learning curve. Having to take care of a child, take care of a whole new human that is 100% reliant on you and your partner. So it's going to be a huge humbling experience, and I'm really excited. We're both very excited. But I know that's going to, with that being said, that's going to throw a wrench, I'll say, into kind of my reading routines, some of the goals I set for myself, and things like that. So not that I'm complaining. Like I said, I'm very excited. We're very excited to be parents. But then what does that mean for my reading goals? So I think personally, I talked to my wife about this, and she said, oh, you should just keep 35. You did that. You're right at the 35. Baby's going to throw some stuff off, but we'll see. But I think, and I kind of agree with her, but I think I want to take it a step further, and I think I want to take it to 40 books for 2024. So and you guys are, as my witnesses, for this year of 2024, I Daniel, from Diggerdan Reads, plan on reading 40 books this year. So not a crazy jump, not from 12 to 35 jump, only 5 books more. But I think I can do it. I'm getting more into reading. My habit now is to go to a book or go to the Libby app or go to the Kindle app instead of pulling up social media a lot, which has been good. It helps me get through books much quicker, helps me regain my attention span. I kind of feel it getting longer and longer, and it's been awesome. And I feel like TikTok and even YouTube has been kind of destroying that a little bit. And I guess I'm part of the problem now that I'm sort of a content creator, so I'm sorry, but thank you for watching. So yeah, my goal for this year of 2024 is 40 books. Yes, baby's going to throw off a lot of sleeping stuff. Yes, baby is going to come before reading. Yes, my wife is going to come before reading, don't worry. But yeah, that is my current goal for 2024 is 40 books. Yeah, now what goals do I have for the channel? If you guys haven't noticed, I try to do 2 videos every week. One on Tuesday as some sort of book review, and then one on Thursday as some other video. A lot of those other ones are like book hauls, kind of weird formatted ones like this, where I'm just kind of just yapping at you guys, and just kind of my thoughts. I haven't done like top 10 lists, things like that, but that's kind of where that category would be. Things like that. So in 2024, I plan on continuing that, having 2 videos a week, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday. Usually that Tuesday is going to be some sort of book review, and Thursday is going to be some sort of other video. Now I do have a lot of those other ones coming up here soon. As you can see, I have a lot more books on that top shelf. Those are all new books I got this past Christmas. Thank you to Aunt Mary and Aunt Teresa. Thank you so much. And I plan on doing a book haul, talking about all those and things like that. I even have a pile next to me that my wife and I thrifted over Christmas break as well. So I got a lot of those things coming up. Now I know if you're kind of doing the math and scratching your head, you're like, okay, Daniel, you said 40 books for the year, but there's 52 weeks in a year, and you plan on doing a book review every week. How do you plan on doing that? I don't know yet. These are goals, right? It'd be awesome if I had 52 books to review, things like. So that might not happen. That's why it's a goal. That's why it's an aspiration. Yeah. So that's where I feel. That's where I'm sitting. So I know kind of a different, weird, formatted video, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, please throw them down in the comments section down below. I'd be more than happy to reply to those. Excuse me. If you guys have any books that you want me to review, chuck those down there too. I'll definitely add it to my list. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.